All right, what's poppin'? Buenos Aires, good evening. Your boy Big Rich, Queens, New Year 2020, and I can see it clearly. Now, the people have spoken, huh? Salute to everybody that left comments based on the spiel. What are we gonna do? The spiel stays, first of all. But I think I found a little bit of what do you call, middle ground, so everybody can be happy. All right, so don't worry about it. Tonight is the Ndrangheta weekly news. Every Sunday, we report on any articles that Shattered can find. Just for tonight. Salute to everybody, gentlemen who are gonna partake in the cipher. Come into the room. Don't enter the room without wiping your feet on the rug, huh? Huh? You wipe your feet at the door. It's respect. Hold on. Let me light up the last of this Skywalker OG mink. It's delicious. All right, let's get down to business. But for the new video, since I am the man of the people, the spiel stays. Maybe one, two, or three people say, hey, you could do without it. Everybody else is rock on. And again, the 420 report is coming starting tomorrow. So we're going to separate it slowly but surely. We'll conduct business accordingly, right? So let's get down to business right there. Here, and I got a 2-for-1. One show, two articles. Let's get busy. Canadian Ndrangheta connection. 20 requests for indictment. I guess this article is coming out of Reggio Calabria. The proceeding that originated from the investigation into the murder of Carmelo Muia, called Mino, which took place 2 years ago in Sederno, continues. The preliminary hearing has been set for the 28th of the month. The indictments for 20 people involved for various reasons for the crimes of transnational and armed mafia association, illegal port and possession of weapons, fraudulent transfer of value, abusive exercise of credit, usury, and personal aiding aggravated by the mafia methods in the Maxi operation Canadian Ndrangheta connection. Now, if you go back to the earlier articles we did on the Ndrangheta, we broke it down about the Ndrangheta, and then you have the Nadrine, the Nadrina, the clans within the clans, all right? The precautionary measures were 28. Instead, 20 suspects for whom the indictment had been requested, and the hearing has already been set before the GUP, which will take place on January 28th. The investigations originate from the case of the murder of Carmelo Muia, called Mino. Okay? So that's it. Very quick article. I like that. 1, 2, 3, bada bing, bada bang. Let's get to the next one. Ndrangheta weekly news. Now we didn't do one last Sunday, so I owe you two, right? So hold your horses. Now this one, the translation is crazy, so bear with me, all right? Bear with me, and we're gonna get through it. Hold on 1 second. Boom. Let me go like this, because then when I go like this, I go like that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. Now this article, what it states is, and they're turning over about $55 million in profit, okay? Follow the money. That's what Giovanni Falcone was taught. And it is following the financial flows that investigators have arrived in more than 30 countries in the world where the 'Ndrangheta, who are now considered the most dangerous of the Italian mafias, are now deeply rooted. Locals open in all 5 continents, the monopoly of drug trafficking and increasing capacity to infiltrate the legal economic circuits with a turnover that estimates over 55 billion. I'm sorry, I said million before, but it's billion. 55 billion. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute, million is, come on, billion. All right, now Interpol wants to do a cooperation investigation against the 'Ndrangheta. And Italy is ready to invest $4.5 million in about 3 years, but they can't do it alone because they're comparing, because of the cancer of the Nadrine, it has developed multiple growths from St. Luca to Antwerp, from Duisburg to Melbourne, via Eastern Europe, Canada, and in South America. Sadly, the authorities say it has become a recognizable brand that preserves a criminal franchise. Now, Spain according to the latest report, is the link between the Calabrian clans and South American criminal organization, where they run rivers of cocaine and hashish. Huge amounts of money are recycled in Spain. 2 years ago, in Aguilas, in the community of Murcia, hooded men shot and killed a top exponent of the Nirta Scalzoni family. The first presence of Drangheta across the Alps dates back to the 70s, and France continues to be a center of attraction for the clans. The areas most exploited by Italian organized crime, which has reached the second generation, are located in the Alps region and province and on the French Riviera, where the illegally sourced capital is reinvested and where the fugitives find refuge. Many Dranghetists captured in France, among the last a member of the Barbaro Papalia clan, had opened up cleaning companies for condominiums. The particular Anglo Saxon legislation that allows the easy creation of companies has long made the UK a privileged location for financial activities, also by criminal groups. At the beginning of 2018, a Dranghetista organization dedicated to recycling activities was dismantled. We must now see if Brexit will change something and how. The various anti drug operations conducted in the port area of Gioia Tauro, which has always been one of the privileged ports for the entry of drugs into Europe, have pushed the Drangheta towards a strategy of delocalization of the arrival points of drugs from South America. Belgium has gained a central role in this strategy, especially Antwerp. Areas such as those have gradually been characterized by the stable presence of exponents of the Drangheta who have used these territories to start new criminal activities, documented in at least one case also payments in Bitcoin. They're taking Bitcoin for payment. This is crazy. Another strategic crossroads for international drug trafficking are the Netherlands, with the port of Rotterdam. I've been to Rotterdam. Nice little city. Nice little town. A little over a year ago, a joint Italian-Dutch operation hit the Pelle Votari, Romeo, and Giorgi gangs of St. Luca. They had invested large sums of money in some restaurants that formed the basis of logistical support for coca trafficking from Latin America. In Holland, the Drangheta would be also involved in arms trafficking. The investigations of the DIA documented the ability of the Drangheta to operate easily also in Switzerland through cells capable of faithfully reproducing the organizational scheme and the modus operandi of the original partnerships. But it is Germany that has historically attracted the expansionist aims of mafia organizations of Italian origin. The Drangheta, in particular, has been able to export its delinquent model, cloning the structures of the territory of origin. The massacre of Duisburg 12 years ago dramatically revealed to the world a reality that investigators already knew, but in the following years, the evidence of the existence of premises and of hundreds of affiliates in different lands multiplied the drug trafficking, money laundering, and reuse strategies of illicit source property in the real estate and catering sector. More and more consistent traces of the presence of Nadrine have been detected in recent times in Austria and Romania, where the interests of the gang seem to be strong, especially for illegal gaming. And the appeal of the Slavic Republic is also growing. Investigations on the murder of the reporter Jan Kuciak, which took place in Bratislava in February of 2018, revealed the appetites of the gangs for the European funds for agriculture assigned in that state. With the Pichotieria 2 operation of subjects connected to the gangs of Africo and Bova Marina, In Malta, among the various mafia organizations, the 'Ndrangheta is undoubtedly the one that appears most avant-garde in exploiting the opportunities offered by the illegal betting sector, as demonstrated by the various operations conducted in recent years. In the USA, the 'Ndrangheta has recently consolidated as a referent for the South American drug trafficking cartels. The families of organized crime in Calabria, in particular those originating from Locrid, would be expanding, especially in the state of New York and Florida. Are you guys paying attention? It's like they're like Hydra from the Marvel comic books, right? They got their tentacles everywhere. Now, again, the game is the game. If they're doing that, I'm sorry, but it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant because they're fucking everywhere. This is great. This is great article, Shattered. Great article. The first appearance of the 'Ndrangheta in Canada dates back to the 70s, and already in the 90s, the operational links between the Calabrian gangs, the so-called Saderno Group, and the associations established in Toronto region had become evident. The latter have used their interest on gambling, usury, and extortion, and the symbolically important judicial recognition of the existence of the 'Ndrangheta arrived just under a year ago when the Ontario Superior Court of Justice sentenced a member of the Ursino family to 11 and a half years in prison for trafficking. In Mexico, the drug cartels increasingly divided into many organizations, according to the analysts of the DIA, have established solid channels of connections with exponents of the Calabrian, Campania, and Sicilian crime families, and stress the same national anti-mafia prosecutor they see in the 'Ndrangheta a protagonist at their same level. The same goes for Colombia, the world's largest producer of cocaine, where the 'Ndrangheta, relying on a structured network of affiliates distributed on the main international ports, has proven to be able to keep in contact with local organizations for the management of large drug trafficking. Argentina and Venezuela are the territory of transit and storage of cocaine, and to a lesser extent, of marijuana and heroin, and it is more likely that the Nadreen have assumed an increasingly important role precisely by virtue of the great credit acquired by the main drug trafficking cartels. In Brazil, there have been settlements of 'Ndrangheta for at least 40 years. In Australia, the 'Ndrangheta is confirmed as the main Italian mafia organization present with a series of murders dating back to the years between the two world wars. Also, in this case, the core business is represented by drug trafficking, but over time, interests have grown and consolidated the sectors of transport, construction, catering, and agriculture. Wow, great article. Lots of information. You're going to have to go back and listen to again. That's why I read it real slow. Lots of information here. Hey, listen, Shattered. I know the translation was crazy, but still, I think it was a great job you did. And again, 'Ndrangheta Weekly News. We are the only people on YouTube that talk about it. And anybody else that starts talking about it now, they only buy in our style. You know what I'm saying? So again, good evening to everybody. I'm sorry to say that the spiel stays. All right, gentlemen. So you know the deal. Like the video. Share the video, and of course, let me know what you're smoking on. I'm about to finish this Skywalker OG Kush, and I'm about to light up some Super Lemon Haze. You know how we get down. Tune in tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Wake up with Ruckus, with the whole clan. If you join us for the morning show, come on back tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. Lots of things to talk about. Salute to everybody, and have a good night.